So I want you to take a look at this video of neo-Nazis who joined in a Trump parade, a boat parade in Jupiter, Florida over the weekend that was hosted by Laura Trump. Take a look at these neo-Nazis as they proudly promote all of their hatred, as they sig hail Donald Trump, as they say, make America white again, as they literally give in 30 seconds everything about them that clearly indicates their ideology and who they are with. And I also want you to notice that there's no one in this parade who is even bringing attention to the fact that, oh, we have Nazis in our midst. Maybe we should get rid of them.
Wow, look at those beautiful swastikas. There we go, white power. Hell, Trump. Yeah, make America white again. Woo, woo, woo. We're out here in Jupiter, loving it, loving the good weather. Blue skies. Woo! Make America white. Let me see that sign, brother. Let me see that sign. There we go, man. My Pillow, 1488.
Now, I want to begin with the My Pillow, 1488. 14 stands for, in white supremacist world, 14 stands for the 14 words, the slogan that says, we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. And the 88 is for the letter H, 2 times HH, symbolizing Heil Hitler. I guess maybe this is the best kind of meta thinking that you can expect from neo-Nazis and white supremacists. Listen, the saying goes like this: if you're at a parade and one of the parade participants is a Nazi and no one says anything to that neo-Nazi, no one tries to stop them, then you're at a Nazi parade. You're at a parade that is not just friendly with Nazis, but because of the infectious nature of this ideology, because of what neo-Nazism is, because of the intention and the purpose of this ideology, the fact that it has found a home most comfortably in the Trump party. The fact that they found a home in the Trump party and they can be so open and so bold with their fascism is really a sign of what MAGA has become, what the Republican Party has become. And there are a lot of people who are committed to trying to distract from the idea that the movement, the MAGA movement, is racist and anti-Semitic, but the movement itself insists. I mean, that's what this video is. This video is an insistence of neo-Nazis to make sure that everyone knows that neo-Nazis are welcomed in the MAGA Trump coalition. They are welcome in this wing of the Republican Party. And if no one in the Republican Party is going to ever call this out, because in all of the years that we have seen the resurgence of white supremacy, in all the years we've seen the resurgence of neo-Nazism and the popularity growing online, in the past 4 years of this, have you yet to see a single member of Congress, single member of the Republican Party condemn it? No. In fact, contrary to popular belief, Donald Trump actually did insist that there were good people on both sides of the equation in Charlottesville, where one half were anti-fascist and the other half were fascist.
Charlottesville. They showed up in Charlottesville to protest.
Excuse me, they didn't put themselves down as you, and you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did.
This is who the Republican Party has become. This is what MAGA has always been. And this is what Donald Trump is willing to ride into power in order to get power. He doesn't care about the violent threat that is posed by the mere existence of an ideology. This is an important point too. Let me just discuss this real quick. People like to argue about tolerance and freedom of speech. And in these instances, when we call out Nazism or fascism, we are confronted with the counter argument of, oh, well, what about free speech? And secondly, oh, well, you should be tolerant of these people. One, we have no requirement as a society to be tolerant with intolerant people. This is a paradox that was beautifully answered by the philosopher Karl Popper. And this is what Karl Popper said about tolerance. He said, Unlimited tolerance must lead to the disappearance of tolerance. If we extend unlimited tolerance even to those who are intolerant, if we are not prepared to defend a tolerant society against the onslaught of the intolerant, then the tolerant will be destroyed and tolerance with them. In other words, if we allow the excuse of free speech and tolerance to be the justification for allowing neo-Nazis to come back into vogue, to come back into popularity, to come back into the public square of discourse, then we're going to find where we are exactly right now. That oftentimes, strangely enough, these neo-Nazis have enough wealth, enough capital to amplify their voices above the rest of the crowd. It's funny how that kind of works out with corporations and capitalism, but I digress. The point is this: when you allow neo-Nazis and ideologies that are at their core, their fundamental structure is the intolerance of other groups. And if we are not willing to defend tolerance from those intolerant people, then we will find what the Dapper Nazi was an article written by Mother Jones, and it's coming to me, Richard Spencer. Then you're going to find what Richard Spencer said in this podcast is actually true. And in fact, this is literally what is happening. We have people, we have entities, we have organizations and ideologies like fascism, like neo-Nazism, that's willing to use the free speech of Americans to get rid of the free speech of other people.
But long term, are we even pro-free speech?
No, of course not. But we have to use this platform in order.
So we're being radically honest here. And,
yes,
yeah.
Radically pragmatic. Yes.
And so we have to be mindful that we don't have to be tolerant of intolerant people. Well, Pastor Ben, that makes you intolerant. Intolerant in only special cases. I will live with that hypocrisy. I will live with that contradiction. The fact that I believe that we can no longer be tolerant of ideologies whose core purpose is to be intolerant of other people. Our ideology, mine, and I can't speak for any of you, but what I believe in is inclusive of as many people as we can have working together. I am an inclusive person with an inclusive ideology. However, if I am not willing to be intolerant of the intolerant, then the very structure of society will be irrevocably changed. And that's what we're facing right now. We're literally dealing with the resurgence of a virulent and a violent ideology that's riding on the wave of MAGA. It is MAGA, but it's bigger than MAGA. And it's coming in on the wings and the coattails of Donald Trump. And once it gets into power, we will see structured across the United States of America a level of intolerance that we haven't seen in most of our lifetimes, that the world hasn't seen since the Holocaust. And so I take these instances where Nazis are loud and proud and able to be out in public, and not only able to be out in public, but to organize with a political party. I think this is a very serious indictment against what Donald Trump is, what MAGA is, what Christian nationalism is, what evangelical white Christianity is becoming. We are seeing a resurgence of a level of intolerance that will be mixed with nationalism and will inevitably lead to violence if we aren't willing to do what's necessary to keep them out of power. Number one, by voting and making sure that we go up and down the ballot to ensure that these people do not get in power. And number two, well, we just won't put up with the foolishness. We won't put up with this game of tolerance where you expect us to be tolerant as you work your machinations to create an intolerant society through the force of law. We're not going to do it. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe to this channel, Really American, where we're doing our part every day to push back against this MAGA takeover of the United States of America.